Hi Forsyth Tech students, welcome to this LibGuide. You might be wondering why a math professor wants to talk to you about your writing. Shouldn't I be talking to you about equations and numbers? As startling as it may sound, math and science students are humans too. We have to communicate how we understand numbers and why we understand numbers with the words that we use every day. Let's take a look at what is known as a funny math problem. Okay, I hope you can see this. So this has become a funny meme in its own right and spanned whole subcultures of funny math problems. But the fundamental issue here is even a phrase as simple as find x has so much to do with how we use language. In a math context, we understand this to mean solving for x. But in a non-math context, the word find means identify x. I bring this up because even a simple word like find requires us to think about the context of words and exercising care in how we use language. Now let's look at a very simple math problem. Maya wants to buy 2 packs of pencils for $3, 4 notebooks for $2, and 6 folders for $1. How much will Maya spend? So now hold on, Maya is spending $1 in total for 6 folders and she's spending $1 per folder for 6 folders. We don't know. So here we are going to take it for granted that it seems like Maya is getting a fantastic deal on her stationery. Now, compared to that problem, let's look at a similar math problem. Here it says, Maya wants to buy 2 packs of pencils for $3 each, 4 notebooks for $2 each, and 6 folders $1 each. How much will Maya spend? So in the first version of the problem, Maya spends only $6. But in the second version, Maya spends 2 times 3 plus 4 times 2 plus 6 times 1, which is $20. So this is really important because it goes to show that the addition of a single word can completely change the math that we do in a math problem. I have shown you some quick examples of the importance of context and word choice, as well as the value of understanding human language, that is English to math. But this isn't limited to subject material alone. I always ask my students if they need to email me with math questions to compose their emails in a certain manner. The email must have a subject line that includes the course number and section number with a brief summary of what they want. Within the email, there should be a greeting and there should be a sign-off. I make my students do this because I want them to get into the mindset of telling me a story. What is the narrative of your problem? This way I can follow your thought process. Now let's take a look at this email. Okay, so the email body says, I can't get to problem 3 to work. I tried multiple times in my open math, but I think it is wrong and it needs to be fixed. So when I open such an email, I'm filled with the following questions. Who are you? What course of mine are you in? Which section is this? Is this email even meant for me or for a different teacher? What issues are you having? Is it with an assignment or is it with a particular problem? What did you try multiple times in my open math? What is the word it in it is wrong? Is it the problem, your math, or the platform? What needs to be fixed? Do you even need my help or you are just letting me know about this issue? So fundamental to mathematics is being able to state problems with accuracy. We need to state with clarity what we do understand, and that will help us to understand what we don't know. This is also true when you have a math problem as a word problem. Now, grammar and punctuation help me understand what you do know, where you get stuck, and where you would like to go. Now, let's compare this email for a similar situation. Okay, so here it says, and the subject line Math 172 770R, and doubts on homework 6.2 question number 3. And in the body of the email it starts with, Dear Professor K, I have been working on question number 3 in homework 6.2 for a while now. I was able to derive sine and cosine values, but my open math is not accepting my answer for the tan and cot values. I think I'm making some sort of error. I am attaching my work. I would appreciate your help. Sincerely, Jane D. With the course and section number, I know this is a class that I am teaching this semester, and that makes me much more likely to open it immediately. With the greeting of Professor K, I know that Jane meant to write this email to me, not to another teacher. I know on which assignment, specifically on which question Jane wants assistance. Jane also tells me how far she has come in the problem and where she is getting stuck. Jane has gone one step further and even attached her work. By signing her name, she reminds me again who she is in contrast to Jane F or Jane H. Now, one of the funniest grammar examples that I have encountered are these two sentences. A panda walks into a bar, he eats, shoots, and leaves. Compare this with a panda walks into a bar, he eats, shoots, and leaves. So now we can see that, is this a friendly panda who is having a dinner of bamboo shoots and leaves, or is this a gun-toting murderous panda we need to avoid at all costs? The difference between staying in the bar or running depends on those two commas. Punctuation, grammar, and clarity in writing is a life skill, not only when dealing with pandas, but in your education as well as in your career at Forsyth Tech and beyond. Thank you so much.